Welcome to the next niche site outsourcing webinar. My name's Tyrone Shum and I'm really excited to be able to get into week 4. We've progressed quite well for the last few weeks and it's exciting to see the people following and also attending this as well. So in today's webinar, I'm going to be talking about creating highly targeted content so that you can attract readers and followers to your niche site. And this is a very, very crucial part of the niche site building process. There are two ways that you can go about it. You can go about it by setting it up and doing it yourself, or you can outsource it. And I'll be running over both components today to do that. Now, the question you might be asking yourself is, why should we be creating content, and also why should we be writing articles? Well, first thing is that content is king, and you've heard of that saying probably numerously over different blogs and other forms of media. And when it comes to this, it's so important to be able to provide really good valuable content, because one, it'll get optimized and ranked on Google, and secondly, it'll also be indexed and found on so many different forms, so that way we can drive traffic to these sites. All right, also too, just for the newcomers who have come onto this call, welcome as well. Very excited to have you here on tonight. Before I do get straight into it, I want to give you an overview, and I just want to ensure that everyone can hear me clearly over on the side there. So on the questions panel, if you wouldn't mind just putting in yes that you can hear me, that will be great. And you can also see my screen clearly. In the meantime, let me just run over and I'm going to go straight into the overview of what we've been doing over these last few weeks. As I said, this is week 4 of the webinar, and I'm really glad that you can be here on tonight so that we can share the next part of it. All right, let's jump into it. I'm going to provide you a little overview right now of what we've done in the last few weeks. So let's have a look. All right. So if you're up to week 4 right now with me, last week we went over and looked at a few different things. The first thing that I just wanted to run through with you is that last week we went through talking about installing those plugins. So installing all the free tools that we found on the internet. And all these free tools really help you to optimize your blog or optimize your niche website. Now, it's very important that we do this, because this is the key component that will help us in order to be able to send out content and also to optimize our website for the best niche that you're currently in. So basically, that's what we did in week 3. If you haven't seen week 2 and also week 1's videos, you can also review them back on my blog at tyroneshum.com. All right, so I've got all that content loaded onto there, and you'll be able to find it directly there at my blog for weeks 1 and 2. Now, weeks 1 and 2, we went over and talked about how to find your niche and also find a profitable niche. Then in week 2, we built the website, and in week 3, which was last week, we installed the free tools. Today's week 4. Week 4. And I hope that you have been completing the homework and the action steps I've been providing over these past few weeks to get up to this stage, because this week we're going to start to get the ball rolling in terms of content. Now, week 4, we're going to be talking about 1, how to write articles. Whoops. And also 2, I'm going to be showing you different ways that you can do it. There are 2 ways. You can do it yourself, which is the DIY method, or you can outsource it. And that's what I'll be sharing with you as well too, is those 2 methods on how to do it. Now, the second thing that I'll be looking at as well is structuring your content and ways you can actually get this content indexed really well and optimized the best for your niche. So I'll be looking at that specifically for your niche. All right, so that's pretty much what I'm going to be running over for you today. This episode or this webinar today is going to be solely dedicated about content creation, because it is your very heart and core of how everything works. Okay, let's start then. So the first thing I want to do is I want to jump over to show you where to have a look at. Actually, before I do that, let's list out potential places of where to actually firstly find content, because once you start on creating content, you got to ask yourself, okay, where do I create this content? And I'll give you an example. We're going to be looking at the real life example. The niche that I've chosen, particularly for this whole webinar series, is quickest way to lose weight. And I could look into so many different topics on that. I could look at 3-day detox, which is another niche that I've done. I could look at doing, say, heavy exercise. I could look at all the different weight loss diets, all those kind of things. But the only way to really know, to find out whether or not these topics are relevant, is you need to do some research. And this is where content creation and research is important. So I'm going to show you areas where you can creatively get content. So as I said, there's two ways. The DIY method, which I'm going to share with you right now. And you can also have someone outsource to find this out as well too. I usually just go to Amazon and check out Amazon books. That's one area. The second area is use Market Samurai's tool. So inside Market Samurai, there's a option that allows you to go find content. Alright, for the newbies who don't know what Market Samurai is, and if you haven't been on weeks 1 to 3 core, Market Samurai is a keyword research tool, but also too, it comes with so many different other modules, which allows you to find content, do SEO, find and build affiliate programs, all those kind of things. And if you haven't got a copy of it, you can get a trial free copy from Test Market Samurai. So yeah, you can just get a copy from it here. I recommend you do, because it's risk free, doesn't cost anything to try it out for a few days, and you can easily get all the content from there. If you decide to keep it on board, you can purchase it directly from them. So testmarketsamurai.com allows you to download it and install it. So those are the two areas I recommend for DIY. And then for outsourcing, which I'm going to talk about after I show you this, then you'll be able to see exactly how to outsource it as well. All right, let's jump in. So let's go into Firefox, my Internet Explorer, per se. And what it is that I've opened up to Amazon.com. So you'll see up here that I've got Amazon.com open. And what you want to do is go and search on this little link here that says books. And what I've done is I've put on books. And I'm just going to go and specifically jump back onto my topic, which is quickest way to lose weight. I know that this doesn't come up as a search term, but if you just go and type it in, you should be able to come up with some topics. So this is how I usually go about if I was to write anything in regards to my topic, which is the niche site. And so far you can see right here, there's a few topics that have come up. You can see that there's McDonald's program for maximizing weight loss. Then you've got how to lose weight fast, best way to lose weight and burn fat. You've also got juicing fasting, the hemp diet, flat diet. There's a ton of books here actually. So that's great, which means that there are plenty of options here to look at. Now, if you want to get some content ideas, what you can do is if you have a look down here, look for, usually there's a dummies guide. Let's see if we can find the dummies guide for us. Doesn't look like there's a dummies guide here. But inside the dummies guide, they've done a lot of research, because I know with dummies book, they usually don't publish it unless they know that there's a huge market for it, or there is a reasonable market for it. And if there's a reasonable market in it, they will spend and pay the dollars to get researchers and develop the book and so forth. So I can't seem to see one here. Looks like there isn't, which is fine. But what we'll do, let's just jump back to the first one. And I usually target and go for books that have a little sign at the top that says look inside. So let's just go back to the first page and have a quick look. There we go. So if you have a look here, you'll see over here it says look inside. And if you click on that, you'll notice that there is an opportunity for you to click on. So I'll click on that right now. Just waiting for it to load up. Okay. So basically, once you've clicked on that, you'll be able to go inside and have a look to see what's inside the contents. When you get the opportunity to click on inside and have a look at the contents, whoops, it's gone funny there. When you see the contents inside, just click on it again. Doesn't look like I was opening it up. We can get ideas for topics, which is exactly what you want, because in that way you could come up with a list of topics related to your niche. So I'll click on search inside this book. There we go, it's opening up right now. All right, what I usually do is I want to look at the table of contents. So this is perfect for my niche. I'll go to table of contents. And what you'll notice is that they've got a list of topics that you could actually choose from. This is what I can base a lot of the content on. See, this is pretty much fast tracking your way of researching, finding, and publishing content. There is no harm in actually taking all of this contents, all of these topics in the context, and just rewording it, and then writing your own content based on these terms or based on all these topics here. The reason why is because if they've done proper research and this book sells well, it means that people actually are interested in these particular topics. So if you do that, there's a higher chance that you'll be able to get content this way and put topics together. Let's just say, for example, obesity can be cured. I could probably talk and write a topic specifically on that, and that could be one of my categories. Or maybe another topic would be alcohol, coffee, and your weight. That could be another topic I could be talking about. So this is just a way to be able to generate ideas creatively and quickly for your particular niche. So that's one area that you can go into, and feel free to hop into Amazon to do some research for that and just simply go through the book section to type in your topic. All right, so that's the first one, and we're talking about do-it-yourself ways. Second one is to use Market Samurai software. Now, I've jumped into Market Samurai, it's already open, and what you'll notice is that there's a few different areas here. You can see that I've opened up my project, which is quickest way to lose weight. Inside there, I've got multiple modules, which is what we call them. And the module that you want to access is Find Your Content module, which will take you directly right over here. Okay, what you want to do is that it allows you to be able to automatically scope the internet or go through the internet for you quickly to find different articles, blogs, videos, news, etc. from these sites using Market Samurai. Instead of you having to type it in Google to find it yourself, it comes up here straight away. And the beautiful thing about this is that if you just tick on any of these, which is what I've done, it will actually go through and search for terms related to quickest way to lose weight and come up with them right below here. So I've just ticked eZine articles, Article City, go to articles, and Google blog search. If you want, you can search for YouTube videos and also images as well, and simply click on the Find Content button right here. Now, I've already done that. I don't want to click on it again because it will take a bit of time to search the net. But once it has done that, it's shown that there's 31 articles shown. And these are perfect because they are related exactly to what the topic is. And you're most welcome to actually take these and rewrite it. So if you want to have a look, let's just say, for example, I found a topic here from a blog. I'll click on that. And what will happen is that Market Samurai will actually open it up for you and show you what's inside in this article. So there are multiple ways. What will happen is that Market Samurai allows you to copy all of the text that you see there onto a clipboard, and then you could take it out and rewrite this content and put it onto your blog. Now, the reason why we want to do that is firstly to create new content to be able to put onto your blog so that it can be indexed by Google, but also too, at the same time, it's a fast way to be able to get content written. Now, I'm not suggesting to you to copy all this. Don't copy it. Rewrite it in your own words. So that way it's new and fresh and unique. That's very, very important. And then obviously they've got a little picture down here. It's quite funny. But yeah. All you have to do is just go here, as I said, in Market Samurai's Find Content, and every single one that you click on any of these links, you'll show you content that's in there. And you've got all these different options down below here to be able to edit and copy it. All right, it's taking a bit of time to scroll down to the bottom because there's quite a lot loaded up right here. Let's close this. So hopefully that's done. Now that's one aspect. You can pretty much just go in there and find content that way. Okay, once you've done that, take it out, rewrite it, and so forth. The next part that I want to show you is the outsourced way. So those were the two topics that I shared with you on how to be able to find content, doing it yourself and writing it yourself. The second part that I'm going to be sharing with you is how to outsource it. So let me just have a quick look. Whoops. Wonder what happened there. Basically, let's have a look if I can try and get this open up again. Yeah, outsourcing is a very, very fast way for you to be able to get your content created, and you don't have to physically write it yourself. For some reason, my pen is playing up today. Okay, I'm just going to write this, see what happens from there. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's have a look at outsourcing it. And as I said, this whole process is I want you to be able to learn from all this and be able to outsource all of these things, so that way you don't have to do it yourself. So I'm going to be showing the second method, which is outsourcing. There are a few websites I'm going to recommend to you. The first one to get articles written, which are written uniquely from people in the States, is from articlez.com. And you can buy packages to be able to get articles written for you, which are very unique and written by Native Americans. And I think an article on average, if I remember, costs about $7. So don't quote me on that. It's about that. But if you get a package, it works out to be cheaper. Now, there's another place that you can go, and this is what I've done as well, is to hire a virtual assistant, a full-time or part-time. So I've hired a full-time VA to be able to write all my articles, and the place that I've gone to hire them is from Get Virtual Staff Finder.com. That's where you can get virtual staff hired for you and also writing your content for you from getvirtualstafffinder.com. That's just basically a service to be able to help you find full-time and part-time VAs. Specify that you want good writing skills, good English, and have a look at seeing what people have written in terms of articles. That's basically what you want to be able to find is as a virtual assistant. Now, if you don't want to go down any of those routes to get people to write them for you, you can buy what we call private label rights. These are very popular, but the big but to this is that the content is not always unique. Basically, what you do is that you buy private label rights, which is PLRs, and this content has already been pre-written, and it might be sent out to hundreds and hundreds of people. And I guess the beauty of that is that the topics are very similar, and you can actually get a lot of content very, very quickly. But that means that there's a high chance that there is someone else in the market who may already have this content on their site. So just what I would do is, if you do decide to go down this route, which is the private label rights route, rewrite the content. Get the content, but get it rewritten. And not always you'll be able to find the kind of content that will be suitable for your niche, because they don't always write for every single niche. Now, there's a site that you can get access to be able to get some really good private label rights. And if you check out Get Easy PLR.com, you should be able to get access to that. And I'll show you anyway these sites that I'm going to be talking about and where to go and how to go about doing it. All right, so hopefully this is just another option for you. This is a second option. If you don't want to write these yourself, outsource it and use these 3 different areas. All right, let's jump back to Firefox. Okay. First one that I was talking about was Articlez. As I said, this is a service that's for online publishers, so they will write unique content for you. So whatever topic you send to them, whatever research you want them to do, they'll do it for you. And they're 100% American writers. This is not bad for its service. You know, you pay a small fee to get an article written, and they'll do it for you. And the quality is very, very good from what I've gathered. And then, as I said, the other one is Get Virtual Staff Finder, which is a virtual finding service that you can hire a full-time or part-time VA, which is what I've personally done for my business, which I've got them to continuously write articles for me every day. Now, as I said, the next one is getting PLR, which is private label write articles. And you can get it from geteasyplr.com, which is right over here. Now, from here, you could actually buy packages of written articles. So you scroll down, you'll see, like, for example, there's a health PLR, and they've got so many different ones about different things inside there. The great thing about this site, and the reason why I'm recommending this site, is because they only limit to a maximum of 100 people to purchase their PLR for particular topics. So that way it doesn't get the market flooded with the same content. And they're relatively cheap. I mean, like $12.50, $5 for basically articles that have been pre-written already for you. And all you have to do is take them. You can either cut and paste them onto your blog, which I don't recommend 100%. What I do is I rewrite them, as I mentioned to you, because you may have a chance that someone else has it. But this is a very quick way to be able to create content in a short period of time. All right, so that's pretty much on where to get access to creative ideas to get articles or content written. Now, as I said, do this with the mindset in mind that you are writing for an audience. Do it that you want to create unique content, because at the end of the day, people don't want to hop onto your site and see exactly the same content that someone else has written on another site. And Google doesn't like that as well, because our main goal for this whole niche site, to build a profitable niche site, is for Google to index you, so that way you can come up to the top and first page of Google and start to attract an audience who will be following you, who will be able to buy products from you, and also who will be coming consistently back to you. So just remember, keep in mind, you're writing for readers and you're not writing for the internet, which is Google. You want to write unique content, and you also want to write content that will be easy to see. Now, that's the finding of the content part. Now, once you've found content, let's talk a little bit about writing content. So I'm going to jump in right now. And this next part is, I'm going to be sharing with you how to write solid content that's going to be good for your blog or good for your niche website. And there are simple steps that you can take. I know some people out there struggle with writing, and I myself am one of them, and that's the reason why I outsource a lot of my work and I outsource people writing. I don't mind posting, I don't mind setting them up. See, I'm more of a back-end type of guy, and I love teaching, but when it comes down to writing, I usually get a mind block when it comes to that. So for me, that's why I love doing video and I love doing audio, because I get to talk and all my content gets transcribed. Now, if we're going to be looking at doing, say, for example, creating content for your site, there is a structure which you can follow. And this is what I've done for myself anyway in the past, to follow a structure, because it helps me if I have to write something. Now, the structure that I'm going to be recommending is pretty simple, back to basics. The first thing is that you want to look at the heading. This is writing an article. We're going to be looking at the structure and the content of it. Shortly, I'll show you an example. But the most important thing is firstly the heading. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about what goes into the heading and also how to write a good title. That's the first part. Second part is your body. This is coming back to basic writing 101, to be honest. And all I'm trying to encourage you to do is just to remember, keep it simple, okay? Don't make it complicated, just make it as simple as possible, because all we want to do is write articles and get them uniquely published online. Now, within the body, we're going to be including some of your major keywords. Okay, that's going to be important, and I'll share with you how that all works. Basically, my keyword is quickest way to lose weight, and you want to ensure that that's inside your body. Number 3, pretty much you're going to be using headings within your body. So you're going to break it up. So you'll basically have one paragraph here, a heading, one paragraph here, a heading, one paragraph here. It depends on how big your article is, and then you've got your big headline at the top here. So that's headings. And then finally, what I'm going to be sharing with you as well too is what to put in at the ending. So basically an ending or closing. Normally what I do is with the ending, I do a call to action. This is something that a lot of people overlook a lot of times, and it's something that is really powerful. I'll give you an example. A call to action could be anything such as, thank you so much for reading this article. If you love this article, please leave a comment. Or if you like this article, please put it on Facebook or share it on Facebook or tweet it out to people via Twitter. Something like that. It may even get them to call to action to subscribe and to sign up to your newsletter. Something simple. All right, so I'm going to be sharing with you right now all these basics, but just remember these 4 key points that we're going to be looking at. Let me jump into it. Now, the first thing I want to do is I don't recommend you write your articles inside your news or inside your niche site. Say, for example, I've already logged into the backend. If by now you would have set up your website, you've already installed all your plugins, and right now you're learning to put the content in. If you haven't done those steps, I highly recommend you stop this, jump back to week 1, 2, and 3 and follow those first to get to where I am. And if you are, then that's great because hopefully you are familiarized yourself, and on the left-hand side, you'll see here the posts. And I don't recommend you write them in here because just in case, if your computer crashes or your internet gets cut off, you'll lose all that writing that you've done. So what I usually do is I write it locally on my computer. Now, if you're on a Mac, you can use something like TextEdit or text editor, etc. If you're on PC, you can use something like Microsoft Word. And make sure you just save a copy of it on your computer before you do anything else. So for example, I've opened up my text editor and I've gone ahead and written an article. In actual fact, this article was written by my virtual assistant. But as an example, I want to just show you how it is. And if you do decide, as I said, to write an article yourself, make sure that you do write it on your computer and save it. That way you won't lose it. Because the most frustrating part is if you do start writing on the WordPress directly itself and then you somehow lose it, you've lost it, then you've got to start all over again, and it's frustrating. All right, as I said, let's just break it down. I created in the 4-part process of the article, the heading, as I said. Then as you can see, there's the body part, which keeps going down here. Then I've got a heading here to break up the content. And then I've got another paragraph down here. All right. So pretty much I've got everything that's up to here. And then the conclusion or the call to action hasn't been written, which I'll show you in a moment how to write that. But I just wanted to show you that's a simple format. And the best length or how many words that people want to write, I'd recommend doing is minimum 450 words for any article that you put. The reason being is because shortly in the next few webinars, I'll be showing how to take all this content and spin it or create multiple content out of just one. So that way you can meet a minimal standard, because you're going to be taking this content that you write and submitting it out to multiple different means. And you'll find that out in weeks 5 and 6 on how to do that as well. So make sure you stay back and come back to watch that one. Now, let's firstly take a look at what you do. Once you've written this article, we want to copy it across over to the WordPress blog or your niche site. So we'll just select all this and I'll just click on copy. Now, jump into your backend, which is the dashboard here, and you click on the button that says new here. So add new. And what we'll do is we'll create right now a new post inside the niche site. Okay, hopefully this is familiar to you right now. You can see all the different components. This is where you put your header, and this is also where you put your content. So for now, I'm just going to put all the content in there, and I usually switch it to visual because it's easy for me to be able to see what's happening. Make sure you don't put in HTML, because if you put in HTML, you'll start to see all this code and jumbo stuff in there, because it can be confusing. And also to make sure you open up the panel here, which allows you to put your paragraphs, change the font, add links, and so forth. All right, so let's firstly paste that in. So we've done that, and you'll see that it's pasted in straight away. Okay, let's take a look at this and go straight up to the top here. And you can also expand this out. Now I'm going to give you some pointers on how to be able to write and format your content well for the search engines and also for your readers as well. First things first, I put the header, sorry, not the header, the title in here. So I'm just going to copy it, or I can even just drag and drop it, which is powerful because WordPress allows you to do that. So I just dragged and dropped it, and that's allowed me to put that up there. So I'll shift everything all back up. So the title of this topic is 2 safe tips to lose weight fast, exercise and cleanse. And what I usually firstly do is change this from the number and put something that's going to be relevant. Your most important thing is to choose keywords that people are going to be looking for. So possibly, I'd probably put at most 3 to 4 key terms in there. So it'd be like lose weight, exercise, cleanse. That's important. I'd usually put at most 4 terms in there, just due to the fact that you don't want to create a link that's really long. And these are the links that you'll see inside Google's search engine. So keep it simple and also to target it towards key terms, which is very, very important. Now, once you've done that, just click OK as I've done and you'll see it saved. What I firstly do is I'll just click Save Draft just to make sure it does save it. And once that's done, let's take a look at how the body works, the body of the content. All right. What you'll notice here as well on the right hand side, you'll have a list of categories. If you haven't created your categories, I'd highly recommend you do them now. As I recommend it to you in the first part, or that should be week 2, first part of building your website, make sure that you create categories that are relevant using your second keyword terms. In this instance, I've created a few here, and I think the one that's most relevant to this is probably weight loss exercise and also, and whole body cleansing. You can select as many categories as you want, but just make sure you select the right category for your topic that you're going to be doing there. And as I mentioned in the earlier part of this webinar as well, is that I talked about choosing topics based on also on Amazon Books. So if you saw in Amazon Books, I showed you a list of contents. You could actually create your categories also based on that as well too. All right, so categories are done. Let's jump back over here in the body. If you notice, you'll see that we've put in a lot of keyword terms, such as quickest way to lose weight is there. There's also a few more down here somewhere, if I remember. Scroll down. Okay, there's one there. So those are crucial, and I recommend at least when you're considering writing to insert at least 2 to 3 of your keywords inside your body. Don't stuff it with like 20 keywords of the same thing, because then it doesn't look natural. So at most put in say 2 to 3 keywords. And so far I've got 2 keywords that are in this particular body. Now you might be wondering, what's so relevant and important about this? Well, whenever Google reads through or indexes your page, they want to see that you've got relevant keywords matching to what your topic is about. And if they find things like this, then it's a plus for you. Just remember how important that is. Now, what we're going to do is that we're going to turn these into a link, and we're going to use this to link straight back to our main website. So to do that, highlight your main keyword, which is quickest way to lose weight. And then you want to create a link by clicking on this little button here. All right, take note everybody, because this is important. This helps you with search engine optimization and also too with getting your pages indexed. Now what you want to do is just make sure that you put in your link URL. So it would be your main page, which is quickest way to lose weight. weight.com, and this would be your URL. So it may be nichesitehq.com or whatever it is. I usually leave it as not set, but you can open it in the same window or open link in a new window. In this instance, I might just put in a new window. Now this here is very, very crucial. Make sure that you do put in a title, because this is where your anchor text is created. In the past, I've missed it and I just left it, and that was a big no-no. So make sure that you do. And the thing is, you want to put your keyword term, quickest way to lose weight. And that's pretty much it. So remember, make sure you link it back to your homepage. You can either leave it as it is or change it to open a new window. And this title here is what we call your anchor text. make sure you put your keyword in there. And I'll click insert, and that's it. So now I've created the first link back to my own website. Now, it's also wise that you do link, for example, this page to another page that's on your site. If you've already got a few pages, then you can do that. But if you don't, then what you want to do is link it directly back to your home page, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. I would do the same thing as well in here, and I'll highlight this and look for a topic to link it to. By the way, in the new version of WordPress, they actually have an option to be able to select topics down below. So I think the latest version, which is WordPress 3 point something, down at the bottom of this box, it will say, would you like to select from these topics that you've written? That makes it very, very easy for you to be able to insert links. But in this instance, as I said, I don't know what the other topics are, or the links are, so I'll just link back to the main home page just to show you as an example. This time I'll leave it as nothing, and I'll put in the same keyword as well. And I'll click insert. So that's that about linking. That's very important. You need to just ensure that you are aware how to do that and what to do there, because it does help you with regards to search engine optimization. Now, another thing that's really powerful is to insert pictures into your content, because it breaks it up, but also too, it makes it, Google actually indexes your images. So if you do put images into your post, that can also get indexed by Google as well. So let's say, for example, we'll go out and just find some images. And usually the best place to find them is free stock photo sites. And I think there's one here called iStock Photo, which is quite popular. And you can get royalty-free stock photos. That's just an example there. You're most welcome to check it out and see if any of those pictures are suitable for you. Just as an example right now, I don't have time to actually run through specifically on how to purchase this, but it's very easy. Just follow the simple instructions through this if you do. And I highly recommend when you are putting photos on your website, make sure it's royalty free. So let's just use it as an example. I'm just going to go to, say, for example, google.com, and I'm going to just find some photos from there. Let's have a look. Lose weight. And I'll just click on images. And let's just say we'll take a photo like this one here. Okay, I'm just going to use this one as an example. Don't do this normally, but in this instance, it's just an example. So we'll just click Save Image As. Now, most of the images, unfortunately, they actually are left with numbers. That's naturally not a very good thing. What you want to do is to actually put your keyword term in here. So it's very smart if you do this. Quickest way to lose weight. Because the fact is that you're going to be optimizing these images as well for your keyword term. So this is just a little tip that you can do for your site, is to make sure that you label your images with, for example, the title of your topic or your keyword. In this instance, I'm just going to use the keyword that I've got here, and I'll click Save. So once it's downloading right now. We'll just close this up, and we'll go back to WordPress, which is in the back here. And up here, there's this little icon that's over here on the left. I'll just see if I can just circle it for you. I know it's small. Just click on that. And it will ask you to upload a picture. Let's just choose a file, which is the one that I just saved. So click Select Files, go back to Desktop and click on Quickest Way to Lose Weight. So it's uploaded, and soon what you'll see is that you'll have the ability to tell where to put it. So what I've done is I've uploaded this image, which is great. Title, I would name it to something that's relevant. So if I'm talking about exercise and cleanse, I would probably name it as exercise and cleanse. Now, as I said, put your keyword terms in here. Make sure you don't skip this. Alternate text is very, very important. So I'm just going to put quickest way to lose weight. And that's my alternate text. And basically that's my keyword there. Okay, put that in there. If your blog post is got something else that's related to another keyword, then put that in there. I just spelled this wrong. Okay, that's fixed. And you have the option as well to either put it on the right, left of the post, or just anywhere you want. I usually just put it to the left of the post just to get started. And you can either choose a full size or medium. Most likely, I usually just go for a medium size. And then once you've done that, click Insert into Post. Okay, so I'll click on Save Draft. And that's basically how you insert a picture. Pictures are very powerful because it helps break the post. But not only that, it also helps with indexing into Google, because Google likes to see pictures inside. And if it sees your keyword term, it'll help you index better. And that way, when it sees that on Google, for example, it will help you be found much faster as well. So I'll just click on Preview just to show you what this looks like. As I said, I haven't published it yet, but you can see an example of it right now. Okay, so there you go. Let's have a look on the left here. 2 safe tips to lose weight fast. You've got the image on the left there, and then you've got your topic and blog post. And as you can see, you've got the links going back there relating to your keywords. Now, as I said, I haven't finished this as yet, but this is just the first example to put something in like that. Let's just jump back. As I said, there's got to be headings as well. So I want to run through it and just show you headings, how that works as well. So as you can see, I've created a heading here called Use of Exercises. Just make sure that you select a heading called Heading 2. Heading 1 is basically for your title. Heading 2 and Heading 3 is used for within your blog posts. Most likely, if you're just going to use a heading here just to break it up, use Heading 2 for that. And that's pretty much how we break down the paragraph, so that way it doesn't look like chunks and chunks of text that's inside your article. That way it makes it easy for your readers to be able to see. And secondly, also it tells Google that you do have a specific topic that you want to talk about that's relating to your niche site. Okay. Now, one last thing I just want to mention is at the end is right here, the call to action. And I'm just going to type in a sample one. If you enjoyed reading this post, please leave a comment below. Something like that. And once you've done that, just simply save all that. All right. Now, as I said, that's pretty much it on how to do an article. Very, very simple. Follow those simple procedures. You can use the things that I've just taught you how to be able to do that. But the most important thing is just write an article that's minimum 450 words, because that will help you just get started. Let's just scroll down. One thing I got you to install is a little plugin called All-in-One SEO Pack, which is very, very powerful to be able to use. Now, the All-in-One SEO Pack is basically a search engine optimization plugin that can be used to show on Google what your topic's about or what your article's all about. And what's it doing? Yep. So what I want to do, if I just click on that, it's thinking. Anyway, just to let you know, as I said, make sure that from last week you've installed the plugins, which is located on week 3's webinar. Inside that webinar, I talk about one of the plugins, which is All-in-One SEO Pack. Make sure that's installed. And once that's installed, you'll notice that it will be available at the bottom of each post. And once you get it at the bottom of each post, what you want to do is just make sure that you do put in the correct terms. So you have the option just to paste the title that you've got there, which is the body cleanse that I wrote, exercise and cleanse. Put in a short description, maximum of 160 characters in the bottom here. And then also to your keywords that you're targeting for. For example, the keywords that I'm targeting for in this post are, say, body cleanse, quickest way to lose weight, detox diet, etc., etc. And if you have that correctly set up over here, then what you'll find is that you'll be able to help maximize your search engine optimization for Google or on Google. All right, I'm just going to double check over here. Looks like my computer is not responding, unfortunately, again. All right, we're pretty much at the end of the anyway of this, and I'm just waiting for the computer to to change back over to a different screen, but it's not doing that right now. Seems to happen whenever I use OmniDazzle. This is the pen that I love using, but it just seems to have a few glitches when it comes to this. Anyway, let me just run a quick overview of what we've talked about today. The first thing is that I talked about writing articles. The first thing is that you can write articles yourself using the do-it-yourself method, which I went through and talked about using Amazon Books, going through Amazon Books and looking through their contents to be able to find creative ways to write content. Then the second one that I suggested was to use Market Samurai's Find Content module, which is a really, really powerful way to be able to search for content very quickly using Market Samurai and all at a click. It allows you to be able to find content from eZine articles, Google blogs, article directories, Go article, etc. And that's a very, very great way to be able to access any of the content very, very quickly. Okay, thank you. The computer's come back alive. All right, let me just go through, and then, as I said, an overview of the rest of it is basically that's the first part. Do it yourself. You can do it yourself, and you can go through and do those things. Now, the other thing is on the second part, I talked about outsourcing it. You can outsource it by finding people on articlez.com, which basically has written articles for you made from or written by American writers. Second is that you can hire a full-time virtual assistant or part-time virtual assistant from getvirtualstafffinder.com, which I do already, and I've hired them from there to be able to write all my articles that you see on my current niche sites. Or the final one that I suggested was to use private label rights, which is PLRs, and you can access and purchase any of these also from geteasyplr.com. From there, you'll be able to purchase these private label right articles for very cheaply, but just keep in mind that hundreds of them have been distributed out to the web already. So you will probably have content that is the same as someone else's. But the good thing about accessing it from this site that I recommended is that they only limit to a maximum of 100 people to purchase that particular topic or those articles. So that's pretty much on how to go about outsourcing. Then the second part of this webinar, I shared with you on how to write articles, which I said, make sure that you write the articles inside your text editor, which I'll show you right here. I've got that there. Save it here, then copy it across to your WordPress blog, which is located over here. Okay, where are you, Mr. Blog? There you go. So you can see this is the article here. Then I shared with you specifically on how to be able to add links, add photos, and also to change and add headings and make sure that it's saved correctly and optimized for the net. Once you've done that, just make sure you publish it, which I'm just doing right now. But what I want to do is before we do that, because for today's homework for next week, what I'm going to get you to do is to write 5 articles, which I'll share with you in a moment. But I don't want you to publish them all 5 at the same time. So I'm going to show you how to publish it or schedule it to go out once every day. If you go here on the left-hand side, it says published. If you click on status, change it back to draft, click OK. And what you can do is click on published and then change the date to forward. So say, for example, I don't want to publish it today, I want to publish it tomorrow. Change it to 26. And then you can click this button here that's going to schedule. And you can do that for all the other posts as well. So you might have one scheduled for 27, 28, 20, whatever. And just click on schedule, and that will allow you to post out one blog post every day without having to do it every day yourself. All right. So that's pretty much how you do that. And then I'm going to be looking at giving you homework now. So as I said, at every webinar that I've ran the last 3 weeks, I don't want you just to be sitting here and watching what I'm doing. I want you to actually take action and implement these things, because these particular webinars are designed for you to be able to just follow me step by step, week by week, baby steps. And it looks overwhelming when you just try and do one website all in 1 week. What you want to do is just do a little bit week by week and just get little things and accomplish these little steps. So let me just close this up so that way I can write down what I want you to do for this week. Let's close this and also this as well. All right. For next week, what I want you to do is to write 5 blog posts, 5 articles, I should say, and just follow the method that I've just shown you this week. If you can just simply do that for next week, then you're already well on your way to be able to succeed at creating a profitable niche site. So the first step is research and find content, or I should say topics to write. And don't forget, you are writing specifically only for your niche. You're not just going out there to find any random topic. It's got to be specific to your niche. And I showed you how to do that. Then what I want you to do is write 5 articles. Okay, 5. Now, as I said, you can do it yourself, DIY method, or outsource it. It's up to you. But just your goal for next week is to write 5 articles. Once you've done that, next week I'll be showing you how to take these articles and pretty much spin them and put them out into other directories. Once you've got these 5 articles written, then schedule them to be posted onto your blog. To post on blog or your niche site. All right. So spread it over 5 days. So hopefully by next Thursday or next Wednesday, you would have had your last and final post on your blog, and that will help you start to get index for your keyword term. All right. So that's the action steps. I just want you to just take this away today, delve into it and just get started. So hopefully by next week, we can start to talk a little bit more about getting traffic to these articles. Because if you don't do this, you won't be able to get traffic to your site. All right. Just keep that in mind. Little baby steps every week. And that's the reason why I encourage you to come back onto this call every week and just follow these webinars on what to do. All right. Well, firstly, I just want to thank to everyone who's come onto the call tonight. I'm going to open up the line now for questions and answers. And this is your opportunity to ask any questions that you may have on about article writing. And I noticed there's a few people on the call. I'm not sure if you can actually see your questions box on the right-hand side, but there is a questions box on the right-hand side that allows you to be able to ask any questions that you want. So if you do have a specific question about what we've talked about tonight, whether or not be on how to create content, where to find content, what to do with content, and how to post it, if you're stuck on any of those, you're most welcome to ask it now, because this is your opportunity to do it. In the meantime, just to let people to put some questions on the side, if you do have a question, let me run through with you what we're going to be talking about next week. So that way you can see what we're going to be doing. All right, let me just jump back. There we go. So for next week, we're going to be starting the traffic generation strategies. All right, which is part 1. And these are the really, really exciting parts that I can't wait to share with you. And over the next course of those 2 weeks, which is week 5 and also week 6, I'm going to be sharing with you the strategy that both myself, my team, and also Pat Flynn as well from Smart Passive Income have been using. He's shared it multiple times on his blog, so you can go and have a look at it there, and it's the same strategy. The only thing is that I'm going to be providing action steps and showing you how you can potentially outsource it as well too. So I'll be talking about where to get traffic, also to the strategy behind doing this, and lastly also too, I'll be sharing with you specifically how to do it. And then outsource it, because that's what I do. I don't go and do most of this. I understand how the whole strategy works, but I have someone in my team who does this every day for me. All right, so keep an eye out for that. Next week's going to be very, very exciting. I can't wait to share that with you. And it'll be really, really exciting to have you on the call as well. And I'm pretty sure you'll probably have a lot of questions to ask once we start that particular topic, because it is a very in-depth topic. And this is why I've been pretty much sounding like a very repetitive person saying to you, just do everything that I show you in the first 4 weeks, because starting from next week, the gears are going to change and you're going to get overwhelmed. So I don't want you to feel that way when you get to that part, because you'd go, okay, I've done those 4 weeks. I've set up my website. I've got all my content created. I've done what Tyrone's told me to do. I'm ready now to be able to start marketing my website. And this is how we're going to get traffic to your site to be able to generate potentially new leads, following, and also to convert them into subscribers and members and paying people to spend money with you. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. Today it looks like everybody's pretty happy. I'm very sure, if I haven't got any questions today, just from what I can see from the site here, that everybody understands what to do. So I will expect from every one of you next week to have all of this done, because I will be starting to check. All right, so okay, now everybody's starting to ask the questions. That's okay. I just want to say thank you very much again to everyone for coming onto the call tonight. It's been a real pleasure to share this with you. And I know that this is just the basic building blocks of where you need to be. If you want to have a profitable website, just implement what I show you, and I'm very, very sure that you'll succeed very well. Just keep following those steps, and yeah, just keep doing what you're doing very well. All right, I look forward to seeing you next week on the next webinar, same time, same place, and also exciting webinar on traffic generation. So thank you again to everyone tonight. Have a great night, and I'll catch up with you next week. I'm going to say good night now. Bye for now.
Now, if you like more resources like this one, you can find them inside Mass Outsource Mastermind, along with video tutorials and step-by-step instructions showing exactly how I use them. To get a 30-day, no-risk trial membership to Mass Outsource Mastermind, simply visit freevideoset.com. Until next time, I wish you success in your quest for outsourcing.